candidates and issues and all of that. That is certainly a considerable threat. Everybody who knows far more about that than I do, right, has deep concerns about that. Where that crosses over into the space where I have expertise around election administration, there's certainly considerable concern that there will be AI-driven mis and disinformation about how elections are run, about voting processes, ballot counting processes, all of those kinds of things, right? And the various actors, from election officials to news media outlets to civil society, are all working on ways to combat that. In that space, however, if we think about AI, for the most part, it's more of an accelerant. Misinformation and disinformation has been with us for as long as human history. AI makes it, easier, faster, more sophisticated, right? Everything is sort of more about it, which means we should be more concerned about it because there might be more of it and it might be more persuasive and more lots of things that are not good for the health of democracy. But we're still using the same set of tools to combat it, including potentially, AI that can help identify when these things are spreading and all of that sort of thing. In terms of the threats, like to election infrastructure, in and around questions like cybersecurity, so that's really if could people hack into the voter registration databases? There's very robust cybersecurity to look for that type of intrusion. That is probably very likely. I do not know the technology, but very likely using AI types of tools, to combat and look for intrusions. So it's a sort of escalation of that war. Should we be worried about it? Yes. Do I think it's a game changer on that front? Nothing I have seen or heard at this point suggests that it is a game changer, in part because the one place in which there's strong coordination with the federal government is around some of these cybersecurity questions. And that sort of thing. And as I mentioned, the other thing that's important to remember is that, for better or for worse, and in this case I think it's better, much of the US election infrastructure is not connected to the internet. Like, the voting machines don't connect to the internet.